every time you become a new version of yourself, a new door gets unlocked. Become that person first, and new doors will open up for you. I promise you. It's happened to me. It's freaking changed my life. And as I look forward, I know this is just the beginning. I look back and I'm like, at 33, I knew nothing about business. I knew nothing about real estate investing. I thought I peaked. At 39, I know this is just the beginning. All right, guys, welcome to another episode of The Report. Today, we are going to talk about why the right doors won't open for you until you become the version of yourself that's supposed to walk through them. Every time you become a new version of yourself, a new door gets unlocked. When I think about 6 years ago, I knew nothing about business. I knew nothing about real estate investing. And I was not that person that could attract the same quality of opportunities that I could attract today. I didn't have the ability to go out there and attract deal flow, good quality hotels to buy, good quality acquisitions. I didn't have the ability to go out there and have access to the same lending options that I do today. I didn't have the ability to go out there and attract investor capital. I did not have the opportunity to go out there to attract great quality team members and retain good quality team members. And so I had to go out there and I had to put in the work. I cashed out my 401k in 2019. I had to go out there and learn the mistakes on my own. I had to go out there and learn real estate investing and make those mistakes and put in the reps, put in the at-bats, and over time, through all the failures and the lessons along the way, ultimately become that version of myself that can start attracting better quality opportunities, private capital, lending, all that good stuff. And so I think a lot of people, when they look at something new, they want to go out there and become, or if they see someone else that's successful and they're like, hey, I want that. I want to become that. They look at the end game of that person and they think, man, I want that. But what they fail to realize is that it takes a lot of work and it takes a lot of reps and at-bats to become that version of yourself that can walk through those doors and attract those opportunities. And so, I think about, me putting out content, for example. Like I didn't start putting out social media content until 2022. And, I started learning the game of real estate investing and business back in 2019. And so I learned a lot of things and I made a lot of mistakes over the 3 years and I got some credibility. I got a lot of learning lessons. I built up a real estate portfolio. And then I started putting out content. And so I actually had something to talk about when I started putting out social media content. I think one of the mistakes that I see a lot of folks out there making in the social media space, and the social media space is becoming more and more oversaturated, is you'll see a lot of new content creators that don't have any experience in whatever their niche is, whether it's the fitness industry or they are, a real estate investor, or maybe they're a real estate agent. But instead of focusing on the actual experience and learning the game from the ground up, they're going out there and trying to put out content on things that they don't have a lot of experience talking about. And so, I think if you're out there listening to this, it's like, no, go become that person first. And then you actually have credibility. You actually have something to talk about. You have stories to talk about. And people actually want to listen. Like, why would they listen to someone that's never done a deal before? Or maybe they just did their first deal when they could go out and listen to people like Grant Cardone and other folks out there that have done many, many deals. And so I always say, you got to become that version of yourself first. You got to put in the reps. You got to put in the at-bats, and good things will happen. When I think about my first time raising private capital, this is back in 2021 for the Arborist Townhomes, 150-unit townhome style community out in Greensboro, North Carolina, which I still own today with partners and investors. It was challenging. I remember having to have 12, maybe 15 conversations in meetings with one investor just to raise $50,000. And today I have a real estate fund and we have a waiting list of investors that are waiting to see when we have another opportunity so they can participate with our fund. And, that's changed primarily because I've put in the reps, I've put in the at-bats, I've learned the game, and I position myself, I become a version of myself that can now attract private capital. When I look back at, getting lending for real estate, I mean, back when I started, like, this was a lot more challenging, and when you guys get loans for real estate, especially commercial real estate, whether it's, let's say the multifamily asset class or the hotel hospitality asset class, generally speaking, you need to have a net worth equal to or greater than the loan amount in order to qualify for these loans. And so I didn't have that early on starting out. I remember, working with two of my old partners at the time. One of our early deals, we were refinancing a 32-unit building out in Indianapolis, Breeza 32. And I want to say the loan amount was like 1.6 million in this refi. And they'll look at the three partners combined in terms of like a net worth requirement, and they'll combine all three of the partners, and we didn't have it. And so I remember having to bring on a loan guarantor and giving them a slice of the deal in order for them to sign on the loan so we could get the refi done. Obviously it's a win for us because we get the refi done, we get to move on, we get to continue buying more deals. And it's also a win for the loan guarantor. They get a slice of a deal for signing on the loan. But hey guys, we just got another boutique hotel under contract in my hometown of San Clemente, California, located not too far from the beach. This will make 5 boutique hotels in our real estate investment fund. So if you are looking for passive income and tax benefits, visit summerscapital.com/invest to book a free call with my team. Again, that's summerscapital.com/invest to book a free call with my team. Now back to the show. I didn't have the net worth in order to do that. And so I had to go out there and I had to put in the reps. I had to get the at-bats and I had to build my real estate portfolio. And like, as I look at now I don't need to bring in a loan guarantor. The last loan that we did was the 44 room hotel up in Bodega Coast. And that's about a $7 million loan. And I was the sole loan guarantor for that note. And so it all happened because I went out there and I did the first deal, and then I figured out how to do a second deal, and I didn't stop and make excuses when I ran out of money. I figured out a way to go raise the money. I didn't stop and make excuses when I didn't have the ability to sign on my own loan because I didn't have the net worth. I went out and found a loan guarantor that would come in, and I compensated that loan guarantor so I could get that deal done. And then I went and did the third deal, and the third deal had hiccups. It had road bumps. It had challenges, but I didn't stop there. I pushed through, I figured it out, and then I did a fourth deal and a fifth deal and a sixth deal and a seventh deal. And now, I think currently we've done 13 deals to date, and I think we currently own 12 of them. And now I have the ability to go out there and get the lending, secure the lending, because I put in the work and I became that person that can now attract lending. If you guys look at the dating scene, like I think so many people out there, I'm sure you guys listening to this podcast right now all know someone in your personal life that, continually just dates over and over, and then they go through a breakup. And then instead of taking some time to reflect and become a better version of themselves and work on themselves, they go and chase another partner and they jump into another relationship. And then 6 months later, 12 months later, that partner breaks up with them, and then boom, they jump into another relationship, and they're just relationship hopping, but they actually never take the time to work on themselves. They never take the time to become a better version of themselves. And so the quality of partner that they attract actually never goes up. It stays the same. And I see this far too often, but I think about myself like 6-7 years ago, I didn't have the ability to attract a bunch of different options in terms of partners. And today I do. And a lot of that stems from me taking a step back from dating. And I remember breaking up with a girlfriend at the time. Is 2019 when I first got into business and real estate investing. I was working full-time as an air traffic controller. I was living with my girlfriend at the time. This is an ex. And, I, for a 9-month period, like all I did was study real estate investing. I literally listened to podcasts. I read books. I started going to networking events before I even owned any real estate. And, I was working full-time as well. I was working 56 hours a week as an air traffic controller. And so it took away from our relationship, and she didn't like that. And I remember she was not very supportive with the real estate investing thing because it was taken away from our relationship. And so I ultimately broke up with her so I could go pursue this dream. And so for many years, I just pursued real estate investing. I slept it, I drank it, I ate it. That's all I did. I even stopped going out. I sacrificed, a good portion of my life, of social life, going out, dating, it's a season of sacrifice. So I could really focus on real estate investing. And because of that, I was able to become a better version of myself. And through all these years of growth and learning opportunities and making mistakes along the way and actually doing the fucking work, I've been able to become a better version of myself that can now attract a higher quality partner. And so now I have more options in terms of dating and partners. I do have a girlfriend now that I live with, so I'm not saying that I'm single or looking, but the options do get better as you grow. And so I think this entire conversation, this podcast, really, the point that I'm trying to make is like, if you're out there and you feel stuck right now, you're out there listening to this right now and you don't feel like you're growing, you feel stuck and you're looking for that next thing, go and become that person. Go and become that person first. Patrick Bet-David says this really well. He says, most people only evolve when something bad happens to them. They go through a divorce, they get a DUI, and then they're forced to change and evolve. But the people that change over and over and over, and the people that evolve over and over and over, not when something bad happens to them, but they change over and over and evolve over and over simply because they're hungry, simply because they're ambitious. Those are the people that you got to watch out for. Those are the people that are making moves in life. And those are the people that you should fear, because those are the ones that are going to build a big thing. And so the right doors won't open for you until you become the version of yourself that's supposed to walk through them. Every time you become a new version of yourself, a new door gets unlocked. Become that person first, and new doors will open up for you. I promise you. It's happened to me. It's freaking changed my life. And as I look forward, I know this is just the beginning. I look back and I'm like, at 33, I knew nothing about business. I knew nothing about real estate investing. I thought I peaked. At 39, I know this is just the beginning. If you guys like this episode, let me know. Share it with a friend. Share it on your IG story. Let me know. Drop a review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. Let me know if you guys like this type of episode, and we'll do more episodes like this. I'm Rich Summers. Listeners, thanks for tuning in. We'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.